Because every day above ground is a good day. Some are just more questionable than others. Questionable Call Monday edition. Before we begin the countdown, this just in, big breaking news. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting. UConn head coach Danny Hurley has rejected the Lakers' offer. 6 years, $70 million. Hurley says, no, thank you. Quick question on the board immediately before we begin the countdown, and it's up. Did Hurley make the right decision, yes or no? Here's the thing. UConn could lose 20 games next year. The Lakers could win it all. Doesn't matter. When you have options in life, you get to do what you want to do, it's automatically the right decision. Whether it works or not, we don't play the results. He's a family man. We know that family history in basketball. He's a New Jersey guy. He's an upstate. He's of the region where he wants to live and be. He could take any job he wants, including this one. It does not. And by the way, college basketball used to be stability. Used to be the same players for 3-4 years. And the NBA used to be, well, they come, they go. And now it's the other way around. Because the Laker roster probably would remain more consistent with him there than UConn would otherwise with name, image, likeness, etc. Hurley made the right decision because what he said was, how can it make dollars if it doesn't make sense? CENTS? SENSE? He gets to do what he wants to do. And by the way, it's a leverage play. He's been negotiating with UConn for a new extension. Gino Auriemma on the women's side just got one. And now Hurley says, okay, you guys step up. I would imagine that deal gets announced here sooner rather than later. All right, let's get to the countdown. And we begin at number 8. And it comes to us from a wedding over the weekend. James Harden. Take a look at the look on his face when his girlfriend catches the proverbial "you're next" bouquet. Look at this. There's the bride. There's the bouquet. Somehow it winds up in the back and in the hands of Harden's girlfriend, who turns to him, and look at his face. Look at James Harden. He knows the camera's on him. He knows all eyes are on him anyway. And and then he turns around and walks. Let's get a close-up here. Can we do that, please? Look at the screenshot. Look at the look on Harden's face while he's being hugged by the girlfriend and somebody else is laughing hysterically. Question on the board. Question. Which ring will Harden get first? Wedding or NBA Finals? Maybe it's China Finals. I would imagine a wedding ring, regardless of whether it's this young lady or otherwise. Harden ain't winning no ring in the NBA anytime soon. We'll go wedding ring, and we'll leave it at that. We continue on in the countdown to number 7. Coming to us from Game 2 of the NBA Finals last night in Boston. Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla being asked about the former Royals, the princess and Meghan and the other cat. Listen to his response about them being inside the building. Take a look.
A non-basketball question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
He's not
the
laughing.
Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
I'm only familiar with one royal family. I'm not too familiar with that one. Question. Was Mazzulla trying to be funny? No, he wasn't. He was dead ass serious. He had a similar reaction the other day when asked about this being the first time since 1975 two black head coaches facing off in the NBA Finals. And he said, how many were Christian? And then he left 14 seconds of dead air silence because he does not care. He wasn't being funny. He's authentically just Joe Mazzulla. He does not care. To him, royalty is Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and certainly not the ones with the reality show on Netflix. We continue on in the countdown. Up to number 6. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, SLBT.com, the home of honest, reliable service since 1970. It's road trip season. It's summertime. Jamal Williams, the running back of the Detroit Lions, taking a road trip to a Pokemon convention. Take a look.
What has brought you here today, Jamal?
I just like anime and I love Pokemon and I like being here. And I'm here to support my Eevee. He loves Groudon and Charizard. He's a weenie.
Oh, the giggle, though, and the answer up front. Question on the board. Is this good stuff or is it time to grow up? First of all, I think he's been smoking. It feels a little bit, the way he begins to answer that question, he looks a little glassy-eyed. This is good stuff. Just because you get older don't mean you got to grow up, nor should you ever grow up. Enjoy your Pokemon, play your games, have your toys, build your Legos. We got former UFC champions that are Lego and Funko Pop collectors. I'm all about the toy stuff. Stay with it, Jamal. You do you. We continue on in the countdown. All the way up to number 5. Presented by Celsius, essential energy, live fit, tropical vibes. Once again, get Celsius everywhere and anywhere. All the good stuff, none of the bad. Celsius energy drinks. And this comes to us from Saturday night here in South Florida. Mike McDaniel called upon to bang the drum for the Panthers game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. Take a look at our football coach as he's all about showtime. Look at this. You ready for me? Are you ready? Are you? Look at. He's performing. Oh, pointed out. Let's go Panthers. Look at the efforts. Look at. He's a showman. Oh, Hulk Hogan. I can't hear you. Look at that. He is all about it. He's about this life. Question on the board. Are you in or are you out on McDaniel? I got to spend time with this cat at a party, Derek Jeter Blackjack Tournament. I don't know, second week of April. This dude is the real deal. He is fun. He is funny. He's authentic. He's awesome. He was at the NBA Finals all last year for the Heat. He was at the Stanley Cup final, well, the 2 games they played, obviously, with our Florida Panthers. He is South Florida. He's integrated himself. He is one of us. Love this dude. Whether it works out in football for him or not with the Miami Dolphins, doesn't matter. He's the real deal. He's freaking awesome. He's our head football coach. He is Mike McDaniel. We continue on through the countdown. Staying with hockey. Let's go to number 4 here now. The Panthers back Saturday night to game 1. Before the game, we had a chance to catch up with a couple of young men. And by young men, I mean little kids that apparently know a little something about hockey. First up, Bryson Rosen is his name. Listen closely what Bryson said is going to take place in game 1 this past Saturday night between his beloved Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Look at this kid.
We're going to beat them 3-0. It's easy. Because who's going to get past Bob? That's the real question.
That's the real question. All right, well, you see he's got the chain on, no shirt on, the hat on backwards. Then inside of the arena, they caught up with a young man who's 13 years of age. His name is Ethan. Ethan didn't get a chance to explain, didn't even care to, why he's got a boot on his leg. But take a close listen to Ethan because Ethan clearly got into the Celsius.
You're here and supporting the Panthers. What is this with you?
This is a monumental moment in my life. I have been here since day 1 of my birth, 2011, and I just can't wait to see my team happily host the Cup. Wow! Let's go!
That young man is intense. The question is on the board. Question, which kid would you rather sit next to? There's another way to phrase this. Which kid would you rather not sit next to, right? I'll answer it as it appears. Which kid? I would rather sit next to neither of them. But if I had to choose, scream me Ethan. Here's why. Young Bryson Rosen has been on camera a lot. They sit right behind the bench. He never wears a shirt. He's got the chain. He's got the hat on backwards, but he's always looking to be on camera. I think this kid knows his hockey. I think 13-year-old Ethan understands power play and shorthanded goal. I think he understands forechecking. I'd rather sit next to, I might learn something from this kid as opposed to young Bryson Rosen, who, by the way, correctly predicted a 3-0 score, but the whole time would just be trying to get on TV. We continue on to number 3 in the countdown. Presented by Anna Jean Levine, Accident Attorneys, 1-800-747-FREE. Take back control of your life. Kendrick Perkins, ESPN NBA analyst, Big Perk, had some controversial statements that he made recently. LeBron talking about how he is jealous that he doesn't have Kyrie Irving as his running mate currently. Well, Big Perk had this to say last week.
Here we go again. Bro, weaseling his way into somebody else's moment. Let somebody else, this is not about you. Your team is at home. This is about the Mavs and the Celtics. But yet you're so mad and disappointed that you're not Kyrie Irving running mate no more. Here we go again.
Here we go again. Big Perk said, here we go again. Well, this tweet surfaced, and it came from a reliable source to some degree. NBA Alerts monitors who follows and unfollows whom. LeBron James no longer following Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk replied and said, quote, I don't know why it's in quotes, by the way. He's not quoting anyone. He's saying it himself. Everybody didn't follow Jesus. I'll be okay. The question is on the board. Question, which is worse? LeBron unfollowing Big Perk for those comments, or Big Perk making the Jesus reference. LeBron unfollowing is a little bit sensitive. That's LeBron. We know that's on brand. Big Perk, the Jesus reference. I know he's not comparing himself to, but people get sensitive about that. The Jesus reference, worse in this spot. Not as bad as Big Perk in the batting cage, though. If you didn't see that, go back 2 episodes, 3 episodes. Big Perk at Fenway, tragic. To number 2, we roll in the countdown for this Monday edition. Luca Doncic, 2 hours before tip-off, listed as questionable. That's a bad sign. Questionable, unquestionable call. But then we saw him arriving for the game. He's got a message on the back of his T-shirt, but I think he sent a bigger message just with how he was walking. Take a look at Luca Doncic arriving last night for Game 2. Look how he's walking. Look at his shoulders. Look how he's standing. Does that look like someone who's prepared to go play 48 and bang under the boards? Does it? Well, this got the internet going, and Twitter, obviously, creating scenarios in which they could explain why Luca looked the way he did. Take a look at this tweet right here. This is Ahmed, who said, quote, walking like he just ate sushi from AutoZone. Do not buy sushi from AutoZone or a gas station to that degree. Question. What does this arrival tell you? Well, it tells me that Luca wasn't feeling well, that the questionable call that they had made 2 hours prior to game time was legitimate. It tells me that he needed treatment when he arrived, is what it tells me. It tells me that he wanted to get there okay and then get whatever he needed, electrostim, massage, shot up, whatever the case. But it also tells me that it was in his head because he wasn't moving. But when he got out there, he scored 20-plus in the first. He had, by the way, a historic night, the first ever Dallas Mavericks triple-double in an NBA Finals game. The arrival tells me that the Mavericks are in trouble. It's what it's sort of the departure. And that gets us all the way to number 1 in the countdown. And this comes to us from the New York Yankees and Sunday Night Baseball. C-Cat producing this show. Big Yankee guy. They are chanting that they want Juan Soto. Instead, they've got Trent Grisham at the plate. Take a look how quickly this blows up in the face of the New York Yankee fans. Take a look. Yeah.
The crowd chanting, we want Soto.
Yeah, they are. Soto hears it. He's flattered. Yep. Oh! What happened? What happened? Boy, those people are awful loud, aren't they? The ones that wanted somebody else at the plate? Those fans awful loud all of a sudden, aren't they, CK? Yeah.
Best fans of sports.
Yeah, that's right. Question is on the board. Question. How long will Yankee fans remember this? Remember what? It's over. They won the game. It turned out to be the go-ahead run, the stay-ahead run. Doesn't matter. Trent Grisham is hitting, as we record this Monday afternoon, 100. He's hitting a buck. That Rosen kid that doesn't wear a shirt at the hockey games, he weighs more than Trent Grisham is hitting right now. They won't remember a damn thing. Maybe tonight they'll cut him a break if he grounds into a 6-4-3 or something. But you know how sports fans are. You know how New York fans are. And you know how Yankee fans are. What have you done for me lately? That was then. Yesterday. Doesn't matter. This is now. They do not care. He will get zero slack. Regardless, based upon that. Just like that, we're done. Hit subscribe. And remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. We'll see you here on Wednesday.